How's the first week of camp gone for you?
It's going pretty well. The team's working really hard to, obviously separate last season from this season. So we're all working extremely hard to, move forward, progress as an offense and defense, and really make our stride this season. So it's going really well.
When you look at last year and you look to where you want to go this year, what were maybe some things on the top of your to-do list as a group, not for yourself, but as a group up front that you think would need to be better this year?
From the O-line standpoint, obviously protection-wise, I think we need to, step up our game, and we've been working really hard to make that happen. We got really good guys up front, and I know that we have the talent to do that, so we're making really big strides and communicating with the cornerback at all times to really get the protection he needs and to help him, protect as long as we can, for him to get the ball out.
What's the battle like at guard?
We definitely have some, with some new guys coming in, and then we all, Boise State recruits really well, so we have some new talent coming in. But as we say, like iron sharpens iron, and those competitions for those spots, only make us better and only make the team better. So I'm happy that they're here.
With you, Garrett, Keikani, Weldon, you guys have a lot of depth on the interior. How close have you guys become off the field?
We've become really close off the field. A couple of those older guys, we've been here for so long. And, when you do this game and you do this sport and how intense and how hard it is, it only helps bring you together, and it only helps that grind. It only helps to know you have a brother to your left and a brother to your right to get through this together. Some of those practices are extremely hard, so we've become really close.
Experienced guy like Kate Beresford. What impact has he had on the room so far?
He's had a huge impact on the room. He's an older guy, so he's got that leadership, he's got that experience on the field, and he's got great communication, and he's been a really good, we were down in tackles, so it's really good to have him come in and step up and be the man for us.
Give us a scouting report on him playing. He plays right off your right shoulder, so what do you see what makes him a good player?
He's really good. Like I said, he's just had a lot of experience, so he knows he's a great situational football player. He's a great pass protector. WSU, they're a big air raid team, so he's great in the pass, and he's physical in the run, so he's just the trifecta right there. It's a great play next to him.
Keikani, obviously last year being out, you guys are kind of rotating door at some of the positions, trying to find a center, and then shifted some of the other guys around. What has Keikani being back done to kind of solidify guys' positions, at least for now, and kind of help that line kind of lock in?
Keikani being back is obviously a huge help, but nothing's set in stone for right now. It's fall camp, so we're all competing for the spot. Everyone's trying their hardest, and like I said, that only makes guys give their 100% every day and only makes the team better. So I think Keikani is a great asset up front as well, but nothing's set in stone.
So what is it? First half of the season, or last year, you guys struggled, got better running the ball. Was it just guys finding spots that fit later in the season, or what do you think worked a little better for you guys at the end of the season that you hope can build and go into the season?
I think it was just kind of like finding our stride there in the run game. We did have like a lot of injuries and stuff that kind of set us back, and other guys had to get up there and get a feel for it in game tempo, and it was just kind of finding our stride and feeling out that run game. And the coaches got better as we got better, and we called the right plays, and so I think it was just just getting a little time in there as far as game tempo.
I was going to ask, much like I did Beresford, what about Keikani? What does he bring to the center position?
Keikani brings like a ton of just, like I said, he's an older guy too, so I hate to keep harping on this, but experience just really matters, I think. So he brings a bunch of experience into the center position. He brings great communication. He runs that O-line up front, which is what we need. As guard and tackles, we have a lot of responsibilities looking out, seeing linebackers, seeing corners, seeing pressures. And Co was just worried about this front. He's communicating to us really well, so he's a great guy.
Another veteran guy, obviously OJ. What leadership-wise, or just in the room-wise? I know he's obviously going to be a team captain or was voted for some leadership stuff. What's a guy like OJ mean to this team, but also to your group?
OJ is the hardest worker I know, and that's just what it is. He's always giving 100% no matter what it is, walk through, just so he always manages to bring the energy. Even when the O-line's feeling tired, even though we're hurt from fall camp, he always manages to come in there with a smile and just bring the heat and bring the energies, which is what we need for fall camp, and especially up front to be physical. So.
Well, you and OJ kind of rehab some injuries together this winter. Did that shared experience bring you guys closer together?
I would say, yeah. We spent a lot of time in the rehab room, and we sat out a lot of spring and just watched, and it was kind of like this shared fire between us to get back on that field. So, we were talking, and it was all kind of mental for us that spring, just taking those reps, and So we got really close as far as like play calling goes and stuff like that. So I would say, yeah.
He's the nicest, quietest guy off the field. Does he have that switch that he can turn on when he's on the field?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think OJ it's definitely like it's a huge turnaround for him when he gets on the field. He's one of the most physical players I've ever played with. He gets in there and he loves to take guys to the ground. He loves to just up the tempo all the time. He's 100%. So
I talked to Lalo from Churchill County. He said he first saw you in the wrestling room, came up to you, tried to convince you to play football, and said he could get you a D1 scholarship. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I came from Moscow High School, and it was just not a great football program, and I wasn't really like interested in playing football, and I knew I was more interested in wrestling at the time. So when I came to Churchill County, I went to wrestling, and he came in the room, and he's like, "You're a big man," and he's just hyped me up, I guess, the eye test and all that, and he's like, and I was like, you know what, I love competitive sports, I love being competitive, so I was like, I'll give football a chance.
Did you think he was just blowing smoke though, saying you could get a D1 scholarship?
I mean, yeah, like from a small school, especially like that in Churchill County, it's always just like a D1 scholarship, really. Like we have 500 kids in the school. It's like we played at 3A Nevada level. No one's really got eyes on us, but he made it happen. So.
But like from Fallon though, there's 2 NFL guys in Josh. And, did that kind of give you some path to like go forward? I'm guessing those guys came back and their jerseys are hanging in restaurants and stuff.
It definitely gave me some kind of like I just knew how committed the coaches were to like how committed they were to the program. They had produced these guys from Churchill County, and I was like, if they can produce them, they can produce me. So
yeah.
I had a lot of faith in them, and Churchill County is a great program.
What do you like when you're going through just learning a new sport and stuff? What were those first couple weeks like of learning the offensive line position?
It's always challenging, but if you're a competitor and if you love the challenge and the physicality of football, it's just fun. Like it's frustrating at times and you don't get the block and you get frustrated, but like everyone's got your back on the team and that really helps. Next play mentality, and you move on and you just get a feel for the reps, and as you continue you get to be better and you love the game even more.
All the good coaches are saying that like you're a guy who no matter what situation they throw out, you're like, yep, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll go there. So, like, where does that come from of just being so open and willing to do whatever?
I think that comes from like the culture of our team. I think every guy is like that in that way for this team. Whatever this team needs to win and whatever this team needs to produce in the offense and defense, everyone wants that for this team. So they'll just do their part, and so whether it's I play D-line or O-line, I'll go in there and I'll do my part for the team.
How much better do you expect the O-line to be this year compared to last year?
Last season definitely lit a fire inside us, so I expect the mentality and the physicality of the O-line to be a little different this year, and I'm excited to see where it goes this season.
Coach Keene last week, he was very excited about guys like you who played, guard and tackle and had that experience. How much do you think you're able to share that with the O-line room this year?
I think as an older guy myself, I'm able to definitely direct some of the younger guys and some of the older guys on the line. A big emphasis for us is communication up front, so having guard and tackle experience is obviously super useful. I can communicate to the tackle, I can talk to the center, and I think it's really good to have that kind of experience up front. And a lot of our guys have that. Garrett Curran has that, Will Farrar has that, believe it or not. So we all have that kind of like viability and that versatility that we can communicate with.
Speaking of experience, have you noticed anything with Hank just this year 2 with Coach Plow and just his, the offense and his knowledge and everything? Is there anything different you've noticed in terms of just his command or confidence in the offense?
He has a lot of confidence, and Hank's a smart player. He always has been, and we ask a lot of him at quarterback, especially with our offense. So his experience and his leadership has really kind of like shown through this fall camp, and I'm excited to see where he grows during the season and continues to kind of lead from the back.
Kind of building on that, a couple of years ago, all of his teammates, in a nice way, would call Hank goofy. How would you describe Hank now as a quarterback and as a person?
As a quarterback, he's extremely serious. He takes his job extremely seriously. Like I said, like the culture of the team is he wants what's best for the team, and he doesn't goof around when we need him. We need him at his best, and he is at his best. But off the field, Hank's that goofy and loving guy that we have all come to know. So, and he knows it's like that switch with OJ. He knows when to turn it on and off, which is really helpful.
Across the team, where do you think you rank in terms of best beard?
I think I'm up there. You know, I've been growing this thing out for a while, and I've had that question posed to me a couple times. You know, DJ Schramm's got a nice one, Scott Matlock, but as far as length goes, I think I'm number one. I don't know. We haven't measured yet. We'll have to take out the tape measures next time.